Hello, folks, and welcome back to another edition of Money in Motion here. Joined with Monte. A little bit of a squeeze this morning, now pulling back a bit. We're still green on the day, though. So, yeah, excited to talk a lot about various assets, just things that we're trading in general. But, Monte, what's up?
Not much, not much. Nice little bounce back here from Bitcoin on the 15-minute chart, showing some signs of strength below that critical 26K level, which is very important. And I guess that's a good starting point for today's show because really that's most of my commentary on Bitcoin is revolving around the criticality of this 26K level. And I think it's proving
Oh,
itself
man.
as a critical level. Yeah, right.
It's like people are trying to short the breakdown.
Yep, yep. That's exactly what we have here. But as you can see, 26K doesn't have to prove itself anymore as a critical level. It's done its job. It's proven itself here, and then again here. This clearly below this level is a level of high demand, or what CJ just said. Which I think is a very likely scenario. People trying to short this. And catch an easy move down to 25K. It's never an easy move down. You'll always have these sort of squeezes where if you're in a trade that's more than 10x levered, you get squeezed out. Go ahead.
I have to interrupt. Pull up the funding charts. I have never seen Coin Glass this green before. Just go to the overall page. Can I share mine? It's a little bit easier since I got the dark mode on. Sorry, give me one sec.
No, you're good. But yeah, I mean, it's evident this morning a lot of people chasing shorts.
I've never seen it this green. And then you look at the relative levels. It's pretty insane.
It does look better in dark mode. You're right. I need to switch that right now. But yeah, absolutely insane. People are 100% chasing the shorts, and you need to be careful. I just want to talk briefly about, and this is an example from this morning. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of free insight into our Discord here. But this morning, I talked about Binance rapidly approaching a breakdown level, right? And clearly, this is a breakdown level for Binance, right? We saw a ton of volume here, supply absorption. Now we're retesting it with significant velocity. Remember what I talked about, like the three checklist for shorting an asset? Number one is volume, and the volume was definitely there. There was some significant sell pressure as we approach that level. And then let's just go ahead and pull up the Binance 15-minute chart. Because what ended up happening is, so it broke down below the critical level, came down, and like CJ said, people try to chase the trade. Shorts tried to enter and get squeezed out. Anything more than 50x leverage here at 206, you got squeezed out, and your trade either you got stopped out or you got liquidated. So don't get caught up chasing the trade. Like CJ pointed out, very, very crowded market when it comes to shorting the altcoins. And, that's just something to be very cognizant of, especially when it comes to using leverage. I wouldn't use anything more than 3x leverage in current conditions because the market is so crowded. But if I were to be shorting something, the one asset I mentioned yesterday, and Lucas Bradley, shout out to him as well for providing some insight into, the movement of this token and kind of what's going on behind the scenes in terms of the community. I still think this is a good short play. Atom Cosmos, it's kind of flying under the radar as well. The funding rate is negative. I mean, what isn't, like CJ just pointed out. But it's less negative than some others. And with the news that Lucas shared about the split community, I've been reading more into this, and it really does not look good for Cosmos. And like, this is a general narrative like trade. I usually like, it's hard to trade right now on technicals. But this is this could be catastrophic for Adam, and as a result, I want some exposure to the downside. I'm currently in a 3x short that I entered yesterday, and I'm gonna continue to ride that until they resolve their issues. I dropped into their Reddit yesterday, and it
Some
was not pretty.
fundamental boots on the ground research.
Yeah, it was not pretty. I actually made an alt account and was fueling the fire to keep the community burning. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't do that, but I could.
I mean, we've been saying it for a while. Like, not that I'm trying to say I was right or anything, but man, Adam just even in the bull market, a
Yeah,
cursed coin, always cursed.
that's what you
Didn't
call it.
think it
You
would end
swear
up
it's
like this, but here, lo and behold, here we are.
yeah. You've been calling it the cursed coin like
Because
for
every time
over
I
a year.
buy it, it never goes up. We're like, okay, we had Near, we had
Like,
Phantom, we had
do
all
me a
the other
favor, buy some.
L1s.
Do me a
When
favor
is
and buy
Adam
some
going to
right
have its
now.
turn?
Oh man, classic. Well, what are you looking at today, CJ, as the morning unfolds here? Some pretty interesting price action. Lots of vol.
Oh man, yeah, there's a lot of vol. I have to say this one is shaping to be somewhat textbook in terms of Coco. So I sold another one today, and I'll keep the stop above that previous high at roughly like 34.42, something like that. But that looks like the lower high, or it certainly
Yeah,
could be. Then when you look at the other softs, like orange juice, I mean, we've been saying orange juice has looked toppy for months now, but I think this is one of the times where the positioning actually reflects it as well. I haven't looked at ZL much, but this is actually one that you might want to take another look at, Monte, because the positioning's still crowded, and yeah, I mean, it was just hell for short traders last week, but it may have squeezed the majority of them out. Maybe worth another look there. Nothing I've traded personally, but I have to say I do like the fact that the softs are like weak, and they were even weak when the Nasdaq was up like a lot more this morning. So I think it's always about what you want to see in terms of like relative strength and relative weakness to various assets. Dollar keeps doing well. Interesting. Check on platinum. Yeah, a little bit of a sell-off this morning after a really nice squeeze. So you're seeing a little bit of the shorts get squeezed here, but
yeah.
what I'm kind of worried about is like a rejection from one of these moving averages and then just kind of resuming the downtrend. So I'll probably raise the stop to break even or something if we keep going up a little bit. Talked about heating oil yesterday. It's just not really. I might get stopped out on this. We'll see. But much stronger than I would have liked to have seen it, considering equities are selling off here in the recent like 15 minutes. Looking through my watch list. I'm sure we could. I mean, we could go over a lot of different stuff, but I'm trying
Yeah,
to think about the stuff I'm trading individually. It's mainly just long platinum and short cocoa, and then of course heating oil. We talked about that. Other than those three, I haven't really done a whole lot. Um, if I was going to look for downside price action in equities, maybe that's something that comes to fruition. Like if we look at the macro trend scanner, maybe we're doing something similar to like cocoa, where we come up, make a lower high, and then maybe go back down to this level of like 4,200. That's all like speculation. It doesn't have to happen. Nothing has to happen, but it is a potential scenario that I guess could play
sure.
out, especially now that we're like weak going back up into these moving averages. So just something to think about, just something to consider, but interested to hear your thoughts and anything else you have to add, Monty.
Yeah, that ZL trade was a really interesting one. But once you pointed out that the kind of market, it wasn't as crowded as it had been in the previous weeks, went ahead and exited that trade. So I'm pretty much out of it, out of the commodities altogether right now. But that doesn't mean I'm not willing to step back in if the opportunity presents itself. I'm kind of just waiting on you to pick one out and go for it. And on that note, I'm gonna ask you the dreaded question. Oh, love you too.
I'll just I love you too. Sell me your
Yeah, I
assets.
love your name.
Much love.
Love your attitude. Sell me your assets. That's more people need to adopt that attitude. Just
Bulls make money, all right.
yeah,
Being bearish long term is like mental illness. I'm sorry. It's the case. It's what it is. It's wanting everyone else to lose money while you're the only person who makes money.
yeah. It is. There is an element of like I'm special. I'm I'm the one that's gonna make money in this market and
It's the
nobody else
ultimate
is.
short stocks is the ultimate hero trade.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
It
I'm not
really
here
is.
to be all right. Shorting cocoa that is not a hero trade. Like that, this shit is boring. Okay, it's not supposed to be exciting. Like trading is a job. So, anyways,
Oh, you're killing me. Um, Let me ask you the dreaded question. Coinbase. What are your thoughts on it here at the current levels? I mean, it seems to be holding that $72 level pretty well, but if weakness continues in equities and we break down below that level, of course, that's just another critical level that Coinbase has broken through on the way down. What do you make of the current price action we're seeing here?
I thought it was interesting to start the day. It's going to depend on really how we close, but everything has just been getting sold pretty hard into. Coinbase is no exception to that. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of waiting. Um, these things can
If
take a while. They can take a
yeah,
while sometimes.
yeah,
So, and it's
like
like we watch this every day. We watch every close of Coinbase. When the trade comes, we're likely going to be the first to it regardless. So I'm okay, just chilling for a couple days.
yeah. I was just making sure that now is not the time, because I know you are always watching it like a hawk, and I know how eager you are to get exposure to it. You've been talking about it for months, and you've been patiently waiting in the lurch like a panther waiting for its prey. That's how you got to do it.
I'm just lazy and I don't want to do anything. That's really what it is. I wouldn't call it like stealth or a panther.
I would have just,
Thanks though. You made it sound a lot cooler.
yeah, if I were you, I would just run with the panther metaphor instead of admitting you're lazy. Yeah, but that's you. You're an honest guy. But anyways, beyond that, I don't have a whole lot. It'll be interesting to see how today shakes out. In terms of my positioning, I'm short Adam and I am short BNB. That is all for me. CJ, do you have any open positions currently?
Yeah, just cocoa, heating oil, HO, and then platinum. Yeah, I'm happy with what platinum and then what palladium has done. I didn't trade palladium. The contract sizes are really really big
Yeah,
for
I
most
saw that
people,
actually.
but
What's up with that?
not that was like the reason. It was just that it was like I just didn't like it. It's hard to get a news failure in some of those markets, but that's one of the most crowded or has been one of the most crowded shorts in terms of like large speculator trend following. And so to squeeze it or to see it squeezing up the most today out of all the relative metals is kind of nice. COT obviously doesn't always work, but it's nice to see when it does. You know, you're taking advantage of a particular situation. So
You haven't really talked about the Yukon Cornelius trades in a while, silver and gold. You've been more focused on the platinum and the cocoa, but
yeah, yeah. I mean, I do like platinum
me too.
and palladium and stuff. But here, hold up. Yeah, I mean, I mentioned the metals a little bit in my weekly report.
Yeah,
Like when it comes to silver and gold, here I'll just I guess that's worth going over for like just 30 seconds. Um, but yeah, GC, I actually like it. I was hating on gold all this year. It's actually starting to get to a decent long setup. So it's not quite into the 100 range. It's at 83. Commercials have been getting long ever since this local bottom. And so I think that's good for the metals overall. And then when you compare that to like silver, that was a short trade. We had like last week or the last month. Now it's up to like 60. Like you're starting to see a reversion in terms of what the commercials have been doing. They're buying metals, which is the inverse of what they've been doing the entire last year or like last few months. So that's pretty interesting. Copper as well has had a really good week. As you can see, a lot of commercial longs really stepping up in the last week. Now, when we compare that to platinum and why I chose platinum, you can see it's at 100 and commercials are almost net long. So, it's like, all right, if the market's going to rebound, which is going to be the fastest horse, sometimes it's going to be the one where everybody's crowded because then they have to force cover. You should ask that question to me, Mike.
What
But
do you
anyways,
what do you bench? I don't know why that matters. We're talking about stocks, and you asked what I bench. Oh, look at that! You got the home gym office set up. That's
now the camera's broke.
There you go.
Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll leave it to you, Monte. But
all right. Yeah, that's all we got for today. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Really, really appreciate it. And as always, definitely head over to tradethechain.com and check out the 14-day free trial, absolutely free. You get access to the dashboard, and that's one of the elements of my checklist, checking the sentiment for the shorts. Really, really important. But also you get access to that Discord community that I was just showing where CJ, myself, Nick, and a community of traders from all around the world share their insights, invaluable stuff going on in there. So definitely want to take a part, at least try it out for 14 days. It's worth a shot. And also, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel and gets more eyes on this show. But thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. We'll see you again tomorrow at the same time. Take care.